Let me be blunt with you. If she doesn't feel that spark for you right now, there's nothing you can say. No long text message, no flowery compliments, and no amount of over-the-top kindness that's going to flip her attraction switch. You can't talk your way into her desire. You can't bribe her with attention and hope she suddenly sees you in a different light. But what you can do is light a fire she doesn't expect. You can shift the way she looks at you, not by chasing her, not by begging her, and certainly not by throwing away your dignity. When you approach it the right way, she'll start to think about you when she least expects it. She'll catch herself replaying your presence in her mind even after she swore to herself you were just another man in the crowd. And that's the secret most men never learn. Attraction doesn't come from pushing yourself on her. It comes from creating an energy she cannot ignore. This is not about manipulation. This is not about childish games. This is about understanding human psychology at a level most men overlook, and then using that knowledge to naturally pull her closer instead of pushing her further away. By the time you finish listening to this, you're going to see very clearly why she doesn't miss you right now, and more importantly, how to shift that dynamic step by step. Now let's start with the hard truth that so many men refuse to face. Why doesn't she miss you? Picture this. You're texting her regularly, but her replies trickle in hours later, if at all. She always seems to have a reason why she's too busy to make plans. When you finally do talk, the conversations feel dry, surface level, almost robotic, like two strangers discussing the weather. You sense her attention slipping, so you do what most men do. You double your effort. More texts, more compliments, more availability. You make yourself extra nice, extra attentive, extra eager. But instead of her warming up, she pulls back even more. Her interest shrinks. The space between you grows, and you're left frustrated, asking yourself what went wrong. Here's the brutal reality. What you thought would win her over is exactly what pushes her further away. Every time you try to prove your worthiness through attention, you're accidentally proving her subconscious belief that you don't have worth in the first place. Why? Because in her mind, your attention isn't rare. It's cheap. It's predictable. It's available on demand. Think about her world for a moment. If she's younger, attractive, and living in today's digital culture, she's bombarded with attention every single day. Her DMs are full. Her notifications never stop. She can post a simple photo and get dozens, sometimes hundreds of likes, comments, and messages. Strangers are constantly offering compliments, invitations, even money. She's conditioned to filter most of it out just to function. So when you throw yourself into that same stream of endless attention, you're not special. You're invisible. You're just another drop of water in the ocean. Humans don't crave what's everywhere. We crave what's scarce. And that right there is why she doesn't miss you. It's not that you're not good enough. It's not that you're too old or that she's out of your league. It's that you haven't created contrast. You haven't given her brain the chance to feel your absence. Here's the paradox. The way to make her think about you isn't by giving more. It's by giving less. Attraction grows in the gaps, not in the floods. When your presence suddenly disappears, that's when she feels the void. That's when her mind begins circling back to you without her permission. So, how do you make that shift? The first step is to quietly pull yourself out of her spotlight. Not with drama, not with a bitter goodbye, not with an angry outburst. You don't need to block her or announce that you're leaving. You simply stop feeding the cycle of constant attention. You stop being the man who is always available. That means no more endless texting, no more liking every single post, no more reacting to her stories within seconds. And here's the key. not even lurking. You disappear from her digital radar entirely. In today's world, absence screams louder than presence. When your name suddenly stops flashing across her screen, her brain notices the silence. But this is where most men make a critical mistake. They pull back from her world, but they also pull back from their own. They vanish, but not into strength. They vanish into weakness. They sit at home sulking. They refresh her Instagram every 5 minutes. They wait by the phone, desperate for her to finally notice. And that kind of retreat doesn't build attraction, it kills it. The real move is to step back from her world while stepping fully into your own. You don't disappear into nothing, you disappear into growth. You fill that empty space with building yourself up. You expand your social circle. You hit the gym. You travel. You learn new skills. You make your life bigger, richer, fuller. And here's the beauty. You don't do this for her. You do it for yourself. Because when a man is thriving, that energy radiates out naturally. And when she eventually catches a glimpse of it, whether directly or indirectly, 2 powerful thoughts hit her at once. He's doing just fine without me. And even more powerful, who is he sharing all of this with? That second thought is where curiosity blooms. And once curiosity takes root, attraction isn't far behind. Now, you can amplify this effect with subtle reminders. I'm not talking about desperate gestures. I'm talking about simple triggers, an inside joke, a phrase you once used together, a particular song, a place you both visited. When those elements pop up in her life, they become mental shortcuts back to you. She remembers without you even being present. And then comes the timing. This is where patience is everything. Most men try to reappear too quickly. They pull back for a few days, maybe a week, and then come rushing back with, "Hey, just thinking of you." That kills the momentum. Instead, you give it real time. Weeks, not days. 2 weeks, 4 weeks, even 6 if you are in constant contact before. You reemerge only when you've genuinely upgraded, when you're stronger, sharper, calmer, more grounded. And when you do show up again, you don't apologize. You don't explain where you've been. You don't bring up the silence. You simply show up as a man who's clearly been thriving on his own. No desperation, no neediness, just presence. That's when the shift happens. That's when indifference turns into curiosity, and curiosity transforms into attraction. Now, let me make something very clear. This is not about punishing her. It's not about playing mind games. It's not about tricking anyone. What you're doing is giving her the space to feel the value of your presence. You're allowing her to see what you bring to the table that no one else does. And here's the best part. Even if she doesn't come chasing after you, you're still winning. Because you've built a life so magnetic, so full, so powerful, that you become unforgettable. Not just to her, but to anyone who crosses your path. So, the next time you feel that burning urge to chase, to double text, to shower her with compliments, stop yourself. Take a step back. Pour that energy into building yourself. Because a man who can walk away with confidence is the man she can't get out of her head. Understand this. The younger woman you're interested in doesn't just want attention. She wants presence. She doesn't just want flattery. She wants to feel desire without being smothered. She doesn't want you to orbit her like a planet around the sun. She wants to be drawn into your gravity. And the only way she'll ever miss you is if you create the space for her to feel it. So, ask yourself right now, are you willing to stop chasing and start building? Are you ready to step into the version of yourself that doesn't just seek attention, but naturally commands it? Because once you do, everything changes. And if this message spoke to you, if it woke something inside of you, then type the word respect in the comments right now. Let me know you're serious about becoming that man. And don't forget to hit subscribe, because what's coming next will take you even deeper into mastering attraction in ways most men will never understand.